I'm Fox San Antonio's Jessica Headley.
And I'm Ryan Wolf.
Our greatest responsibility is to serve our
Treasure Valley communities,
the El Paso, Las Cruces communities,
Eastern Iowa communities,
Mid-Michigan communities.
We are extremely proud of the quality, balanced journalism that CBS 4 News produces.
But we are concerned about trouble and irresponsible, one-sided news stories plaguing our country.
plaguing our country.
The sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these stories without checking facts first. Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 It sounds like what they're doing is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
What? I didn't hear it the first time. You'll have to repeat yourself. Was it Willy Wonka says, I'm a trifle deaf in this ear. Speak a little louder next time. Welcome to Faith, Fiction, and Folklore, or as we like to call it, the Tri-F Podcast, where we try not to F the podcast up. So, today we are going to, hopefully, at least for a while, talk about Epstein one last time, and then we're going to move on. And then after that, we've got the Annabelle doll demon thing. May or may not have killed a man. And then, yeah. And then,
possibility.
A vampire attacked an army, too. Those are the headlines. Not clickbait at all. So.
No.
No.
No clickbait.
Yeah, we're totally sincere. No, okay, so anyway. So let's start off with Trump.
Like and subscribe.
Oh, yes, like, subscribe, share, complain, comment, help us make money.
Can we get super chats? Is that the thing that happens after you're monetized?
I think we have to be monetized
you gotta wait
first.
Yeah, you gotta be legit. Gotcha.
Hey, but if you want to get money, we are working on it, maybe. So clear as a fart. Anyway, yeah. So all right. So this has been. So we're gonna start with the Jeffrey Epstein thing.
Who's that?
I have no idea. I just heard the name this week. A lot. So this has been a crazy week. How do I got to tell the story in a clear, clean way. So let's start with last week when the Fed hacked our podcast and, destroyed it. We had to start over like 4 times. We're going to say the Fed, and when we say in Fed, we mean incompetence, but Fed sounds ominous, so we'll go with that.
CIA.
Yeah, CIA. So last week we were presented with two choices. We had Megyn Kelly being on one camp, or at least we presented Megyn Kelly's position, which was to say that this is all Pam Bondi's fault, this mishandling of the Epstein situation. And then we incompetence. Yes, incompetence. She was the flag for the incompetence camp. And then we had the Alex Jones camp, who was going, no, Trump's made a deal with the CIA or the deep state or whoever that is, and he's taken the ring of power. That was the phrase we heard a lot. So where things look right now, and they are subject to change tomorrow and next week and so on, it looks like Jones was right about there being a deep state aspect to this, Trump making a deep state aspect of it, which is good because I had renounced my MAGA support thinking that this was all Trump making a deal or whatever. Or I think I said if Trump did do that, then I renounced the MAGA thing. Well, right now, it looks like he didn't. But at the same time, it was Trump pulling the strings, and so Pam Bondi can't entirely be blamed. Before I get into exactly what happened, though, I do want to say that my soul died a little. Because while all this was going on, the podcasters were livid. And allow me to share my screen here. But it looks like my share screen is broken because everything is stupid. Give me a second here. Here we go.
It's working.
Okay, great. So it looks like that during this entire debacle, according to CNN, of course it's CNN, but according to CNN, apparently Trump's poll numbers went up during all of this. And I only have one thought. If that's actually true, if Trump's approval ratings have went up during this whole Epstein debacle, I can only think of one thing to say.
They got hacked.
We all deserve to die. And they'll never...
Yeah. If people...
Copyright.
Yeah, about 5 seconds is about all I thought I could get away with. If people do not care about systemic child trafficking, this entire country deserves to go up in a mushroom cloud. There is nothing left to save. So I really hope that's not what's going on. Now, to be fair, it's entirely possible that people just don't know. They're not paying attention to what's going on. I hope that's the case because if we really are that apathetic, this apathy is going to kill us all. So
yeah, that's the way it works.
Yeah, it was like the most depressing poll in the world. I was like, holy crap, we all deserve to die, and I've had that on a loop in my head over and over again. So
like the Oompa Loompas.
You laugh to keep from screaming. Anyway, so it's Trump wasn't in much of a better mood either because at the beginning of the week, of course, we were all saying, boy, he's acting awfully guilty. And he kept doubling down. And this was his response. And let me read this here. I'll try to do a Trump impersonation here. The radical left Democrats have hit pay dirty again. Just like when the fake and fully discredited Steele dossier, the Line 51 intelligence agents, the laptop from hell, which the Dems swore had come from Russia. No, it came from Hunter Biden's bathroom. And even the Russia scam itself, a totally fake and made-up story used in order to hide crooked Hillary Clinton's big loss in 2016 presidential election. These scams and hoaxes are all the Democrats are good at. It's all they have. They are no good at governing, no good at policy, and no good at picking up winning candidates. And also, unlike Republicans, they stick together like glue. Their new scam is what we will forever call the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. And my past supporters have bought into this bullshit hook, line, and sinker. They haven't learned their lesson and probably never will, even after being conned by the lunatic left for 8 long years. I have had more success in 6 months than perhaps any president in our country's history, and all these people want to talk about was strong prodding by the fake news and the success-starved Democrats is the Jeffrey Epstein hoax. Let these weaklings continue forward to do the Democrats' work. Don't even think about talking of our incredible and unprecedented success, because I don't want their support anymore. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Make America great again.
Well done on the impression.
Thank you.
I'm glad you stuck that one through. That was perfect.
I was starting to build a stutter there. I was getting worried.
Yeah. I would have gave up halfway through, man. So Jeffrey Epstein was a hoax, huh? The whole thing was just Made up. The island's not even real.
Ghislaine Maxwell's in jail because of a hoax. I mean, obviously.
Nope, not even real. Not even real.
She doesn't even exist.
It's all a conspiracy. These people don't even exist.
Ghislaine Maxwell's existence is fake news.
They're all stuck in the Matrix.
So
Calm
we're
down,
sitting
Andrew
here
Tate.
going, yeah. Oh my gosh. So this is what we call in literary circles the dark midnight of the soul. He was obviously calling people, his own supporters, weaklings, saying he didn't want their support anymore. And, you know, since I'd already renounced him last weekend, I was kind of sitting here thinking, all right, I'll oblige you, you jerk. But I calmed down a little bit. I was like, I did call him a stooge last weekend, so I guess he can call me a weakling. We'll just call it a wash.
You probably hurt his feelings.
Yeah, I probably heard his feelings. Yeah, I'm sure he listens to this one.
His stream. Yeah. Religiously every Saturday night.
Right, every Saturday. So he was kind of, you know, obviously very angry. But people kind of locked in on the hoax thing, and they were like, well, what are you talking about? Ghislaine Maxwell exists. So what do you mean hoax? It's not a hoax. These documents are real. Pam Bondi said, you know, that there's like terabytes of illicit material out there. Like, what do you mean it's a hoax? So everybody was kind of baffled by what he was talking about. And then we got our answer Thursday night. It was quite interesting, but it made everything make sense. So it was always a surprise that the FBI actually held on to all that data. You know, I kind of figured maybe they had so much that they didn't get to all of it or something, but I was wrong. Apparently, they kept it for a very calculated reason. Did
they send it to Hillary in an email?
No, they did not send it to Hillary in the email. That would have been more efficient. No, what they did is they started putting poison pills. This is what it looks like so far. Again, today, as of this moment, this is what the situation looks like. It may be completely different tomorrow. So, anyway, what it looks like right now is that they put poison pills to try to blame Trump and create another Russia hoax, which is why they held on to all that information. Apparently, all that information that Pam Bondi grabbed from the Southern District of New York is like just downloaded kid porn and let's see what else. Oh, yeah. Just basically stuff to make Trump and his friends look bad. But here's the thing. Everybody thought that Trump was going to be implicated in this. Of course, when we say implicated, we're thinking like him running around in a buff with like a barely legal teenager or something, you know? That's not what they went with. They couldn't even bother with AI on this. What they went with is a poem. I kid you not. A poem. A poem. Shock jock poetry. I kid you not. This is how they're gonna bring the Donald down with a poem.
A poem.
Oh, it's
Do we
beautiful.
have this
It's
poem?
beautiful. Okay, so before we get let me set the mood first.
Dim the lights.
Oh, their switch is too far away.
All right, here we go, guys. Voiceover. There must be more to life than having everything, the note began. Donald. Yes, there is, but I won't tell you what it is. Jeffrey. Nor will I. I don't know what a PDF sounds like, so I'm going to Butthead.
Can you turn your volume down a little bit on the music?
Yeah, hang on a minute. I have no volume control of YouTube. All right, so, Jeffrey. Nor will I, since I also know what it is. Donald. We have certain things in common, Jeffrey. Jeffrey. Yes, we do, Donald. Come to think of it. Enigmas never age. Have you noticed that? As a matter of fact, it was clear to me the last time I saw you. A pal is a wonderful thing. Happy birthday, and may every day be another wonderful secret.
That's the poem?
That's the poem.
Okay.
Donald Duck is done. It's over.
Yeah.
It's over for him. This was the illicit material.
That's pretty wild.
This was the incriminating evidence that the Wall Street Journal got from the Justice Department. And I don't know what in the world is stupider. The fact that the Justice Department was stupid, or not the Justice Department, the Wall Street Journal was stupid enough to think this was going to bring Donald Duck down, or the fact that Donald Trump was freaking out about it for the last 2 weeks. I mean, like, I've been had like steam blowing out of my ears at this man for 2 weeks. I've been so furious with Donald Trump. But I took one look at that thing and I was like, oh, that's crap. Because Donald Trump has a myriad of flaws. Poetry is not one of them. So I don't know what to be angry at. The fact that Donald Trump actually thought his supporters would buy that crap, or the fact that the Wall Street Journal was stupid enough to publish it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because what construction worker, like what construction mogul in New York says Enigma? Enigmas never die. I mean, of all the stupid crap, and then they tried to make a big deal, like apparently Trump also doodled a naked lady on that poem.
Oh.
Yeah, scandalous. Scandalous.
Scandalous,
oh,
yeah.
Oh, my goodness.
I can't believe that. He should know what a naked woman looks like.
I know, being in his 40s at the time or whatever. So...
Yeah.
So that's the situation so far. That Trump is apparently freaking out. Now, Alex Jones thinks that basically they're going to slow roll a bunch of quote unquote fake incriminating evidence on him over the next couple weeks. And so they've had their guys in the Justice Department basically sifting through the 40 terabytes left over by Maureen Comey. And that's the thing.
This is the most incriminating thing you can find?
Well, this is what they chose to lead with, which is humiliating. It probably ain't going to get better, even if there is more stuff. I mean, that's just... I just can't believe Trump was freaking out about that.
Yeah.
Dude.
It's like, it's a nothing burger.
Yeah. But he was like, so... Apparently, he was like so sure... This was the hoax, apparently, from what I understand, this was the hoax he was referring to. This is why he was calling it a hoax. This is why he was freaking out, because he thought that they were going to pull another Russia thing, which makes sense because Maureen Comey was the second person in charge, like the second banana, I guess you would say, in charge of all that material. And Maureen Comey is James Comey's daughter. But here's the thing about that. We mentioned her whenever they first raided the Southern District of New York and got the files in the first place. And I think, if I remember correctly, we all asked the question, why is Maureen Comey still there? Why didn't they fire her with the other guy who was the head?
Yeah.
Like, why? Well, apparently Donald Trump didn't even know she was there. And he didn't find out. Apparently, he didn't find out that she was there until like this week. And so they fired her.
Whoa.
Yeah. So that's Pam Bondi's thing.
Hard to believe.
Well, Pam Bondi should have told him. That's why it's both of their fault. It's like Trump for trying to cover it up over nothing, and Pam Bondi is obviously holding out information on him.
How long has it been since James Comey got fired?
Oh, he's been gone for years and years and years.
So what? I mean...
Well, what they've been doing, the way that this blackmail racket thing works is... I don't know what James Comey had to do with it, but whenever one of these blackmail honeypot operations got caught, like with P. Diddy, they all went through Maureen Comey. The first Epstein case went through her, or I think that's right. The P. Diddy case went through her, I know that. And then the other, the Ghislaine Maxwell case went through her. So they basically use the investigations as a way to cover up the evidence. So they amass everything and hide it at the Justice Department and then later destroy it.
Yeah.
So the good news is, after this whole thing came out anyway, Donald Trump is finally like, all right, have the grand jury, release all the evidence that was shown to the grand jury, which is a good first step. But here's the problem. Since Maureen Comey led that investigation, she's already destroyed it. Her job is to basically wipe everything out before it goes to court. You know, basically Ghislaine Maxwell trafficked women to Jeffrey Epstein, which is barely a crime. And then P. Diddy trafficked women to himself.
Yeah.
You know, and that's how they've been doing it. Even though we all saw lewd pictures of J-Lo whenever they first arrested him, they leaked out, and then she's talking about, I think we should support Kamala immediately afterwards. Never mind that. No, all that got buried, and then P. Diddy was just trafficking a couple women to freak-offs or something. So, nothing to see here. But she's the woman that's responsible for the cover-ups. Like, so the evidence is probably already destroyed. Roger Stone did have a good suggestion, though. He suggested, like, subpoenaing. I don't know how to say that in the form of a verb.
Subpoena.
Yeah, get a subpoena for the search warrants, because it'd probably be pretty difficult to destroy, or edit the search warrants, because they had to have a search warrant to get the residence, and on
and
the
they
search.
They got to fill out what they found, right?
Well, they got to fill out what they're looking for.
Okay.
So, and maybe they have to fill out what they found. And one of the two. Bottom line is, there's going to be a list, and it's going to be really hard to edit that list. Yeah. Because that's going to be, I guess, more on the local level. Maybe the feds won't get a hold of it. So he wanted to try to subpoena the search warrants, because she's obviously destroyed everything. And they did destroy stuff, and then they put a bunch of random garbage on there, some of which is meant to be poison pills to get Trump. And that's what they've been doing for the last 4 years. That's what it looks like right now. Again, this story could change tomorrow. And I believe Anna Paulina Luna is supposed to be on Roger.
Apparently it doesn't exist.
Yeah, nothing exists. Nothing exists. Yeah, and apparently Anna Paulina Luna is supposed to be on Roger Stone's show tomorrow. I think she has a whistleblower that's supposed to be talking about the FBI's involvement in all of this. So, kudos to Anna Paulina Luna, man. She's like an MVP up there right now. So,
yeah, you're talking above my head. I don't know who any of these people are.
Sorry. All right, well, lame jokes and name dropping aside, that's it. That's where we're at. My attitude is kudos for at least trying to get the files out. But here's the thing. It's a liberal judge sitting on the files. Good luck getting them. So I'll believe it when I see it, because I'm sure Pam Bondi knows that too. But my opinion, of course, I don't know this, but my opinion is Pam Bondi's a Fed, like a spy turncoat type. Trump, according to Jones, doesn't want to get rid of her because he lost his attorney general in the first term, and that's when the Russiagate thing apparently really went nuts. But I think this time his attorney general is a bad actor, because I have a very hard time attributing things to stupidity. Maybe that's just me, but I'm like, man, stupid only goes so far, and she has bungled this in ways that just suggests a little bit more than being dumb. You know, like if you wanted to play this the worst way possible. And it also it makes you wonder how bubble wrapped, as it were, Trump is, and what exactly he's being told. Because for him to sit there and freak out and call it a hoax, and everybody go, "What are you talking about?" and then this come out a few days later, it makes it seem like his attention has been focused on keeping the Wall Street Journal from doing the hit piece, rather than just getting the documents out to figure out what was going on. Does that make sense? Like he figured, like they've had him focused on the trap, and he hasn't been paying very close attention to anything else or any other aspect. Because if the question is, are our taxpayer dollars going to child trafficking? That's what we want to know. And you could figure that out by basically solving the mystery of where Epstein's money came from. Like, you don't even necessarily have to look at all the illicit material or go through that. Just look at his financial records and track that. Because this guy was not a genius. You know, Eric Weinstein said he didn't know anything about finances and whatnot, and whenever Epstein met with him. So that was one of the things that made Eric Weinstein think he was a Fed, was that he just didn't know what he was talking about when it came to money. So follow the money.
Are they having a STEAM convention or what?
A STEAM convention.
Yeah.
I don't know what that is.
Epstein.
Oh.
Weinstein.
Oh.
Were the Bernstein Bears there?
Ha, 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 ha.
Is that the sound that Steens make?
I don't know. Stop it. Anyway, so you follow the money, you could at least answer how deep the Fed was in this. And of course, but the only way, I don't see how Trump couldn't know that unless his attention was getting diverted. And I think she's the one diverting his attention, because she's been the one running around lying. She's been the one caught in a bunch of lies. I just think it's her, and I just have a hard time believing it's incompetence. Now, Trump did shut down the investigation. That's true, but I think it's as a result of what she's been telling him.
Sure.
It's my opinion. But I don't know, and the whole thing could change tomorrow.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, there's a lot of people just making excuses and doubling down on stuff that doesn't need to be doubled down on.
I have learned to really hate podcasting media as well as regular media now, too, because everybody and the dog this entire week has been going, I was right all along. I knew it. Like, no matter what the outcome was, everybody just knew it all along. Like, everybody. It's like, oh my gosh.
Everybody knew about COVID all along.
Yeah.
I never wore a mask. Not even once.
I mean, I love Jones, but Jones was wrong. He said Trump had made a deal with the Fed, and it's like, no, he was freaking out about some stupid newspaper because he's a boomer. He's a boomer, and the Wall Street Journal he thinks is still authoritative. Nobody cares. They use it for parrot stool, but, you know, he thinks it's relevant. So he was freaking out about the Wall Street Journal publishing a hit piece, and that's why he was mad. He didn't make a deal with the Fed. He's just a boomer. So.
I mean, he's historically taken criticism pretty well, but
yeah, but the Russia
maybe
hoax
he just
thing.
didn't know. Maybe he knows he did some dirty shit at Epstein's, and he didn't know what they were going to release, so he was scared.
I think he probably doesn't even remember what all he did.
Probably not.
And so it's like, I don't think I did anything, but it was like 30, 40 years ago. And the guy had cameras everywhere. Who knows?
Yeah.
Like, he doesn't necessarily have to do anything. He's just got to be in the same room as somebody who claimed that he did something. You know what I mean? Like, the liberal media still owns all the institutions, so the bar has to be can be so minuscule for him. Just, it could be anything. Good thing they're stupid. And they write shock jock poetry. I couldn't decide whether to go with cello music or bongo drums when reading that poem. It's one of the dumbest things I ever heard.
You could have mashed them together.
I could have meshed them together, yeah. So I don't know how this is gonna play out. If I don't see that Dad Blame grand jury file, because I'm kind of still suspecting them of slow rolling everything. You know, they're going to go, oh, hey, judge, give us the files. And the judge is going to be like, no. And they're going to be like, K. And then that's going to be the end of it. If that happens, the Three Stooges logo is replacing the Faith Fiction Folklore logo on the overlay. And it's going to stay there until those files come out.
Yeah. Yeah, it's all silly, man. Probably a distraction for something else.
I don't know. I think this is the heart of it. This is the heart of the blackmail racket. This is how the CIA and Mossad and MI6 and all of them stay the practice.
You think so? You think the whole Fed goes down if the truth comes out about this thing?
I don't know if it goes down, but we expose their method of operation, which I think will be very useful for people that are not us. So I think exposing the MOP, and my fantasy would be that we get some sort of irrefutable proof of whatever's going on, because I really just want to shut these people up that call everything in the dog a conspiracy theorist or a conspiracy theory. I'm like, dude, it's not a conspiracy theory. Like, if you read history, like what's happening right now, and it makes so much sense. Like, none of this is like incomprehensible. None of it's weird. And honestly, the conspiracy theory people just have the theory that most closely aligns with, like, historical patterns. Like the weird esoteric cult stuff. Well, if you study the freaking British royalty, they've been into that weird crap since like the 1830s. You know? I mean, the eugenics cult, that was kind of that was Darwin. It was kind of Francis Galton, before him, Darwin, Ernest Haeckel. But there's like a whole train of people that go back, again, to the German rationalist movement in the 1830s. Bottom line, what I'm saying is, this stuff all has a historical precedent. And once you understand it's the same 5 freaking inbred families doing the same crap over and over again for 100 years, you start to understand, oh yeah, this is exactly what's going on because this is what they've always done.
No
Like
doubt.
the Steins.
Not the
Steins,
Steins. Yeah, not the Steins. Or Steens or whatever. I'm thinking King Charles and his demon faces. But anyway.
Lord Jacob Rothschild.
Yeah, Rothschild, them too.
If you know their names, they're not in charge of anything, but yeah.
I don't know who would secretly be the puppet master if not. I think it's oligarchs and bankers.
Well, yeah, I think you're right, but
I think
we'll never know their names.
This is what I can't decide. I can't figure out if it's a smoke-filled room or just a common kind of demonic, if you will, ideology. Because both kind of make sense in my head. Either it's one small group of people or it's the same ideology manifesting over and over again.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't know, honestly.
So,
I've heard out of the 12 royal bloodline families or whatever you want to call them, the Saint Germains have been the only ones that have not served evil. I could be off on that, but I feel like I've heard that.
well, who are the Saint Germains?
You never heard of Saint Germain?
No, I haven't.
So what's his name? Trevor, what's his name? His first name?
Travis.
No, that's not it. I forgot it. The Saint Germains were a royal family, and Saint Germain is rumored to be a vampire because he's like incredibly smart and he's
that guy.
He's been around forever.
I don't recall.
Yeah.
I'll have to look into
Pretty
this
interesting
figure.
to look into.
Yeah, that sounds like a rabbit hole. So we got a vampire that's ruling the world.
Yeah, but he actually gives out like medical advice, not medical advice, but medical advice. You know.
So is this guy? So you're saying this guy's a
tinctures and-
good force for good or force for evil? What do you think?
A force for good.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
But I mean, as far as like those historical 12 bloodline families, whatever the hell you want to call them, I think it's all in Tragedy and Hope.
I haven't read Tragedy and Hope yet. I need to. What was it? Who? Jay Dyer was recommending that.
Yeah.
Jakku?
That book's
Saint
like
Germain?
this long, like this wide.
Ugh.
Oh.
That sounds like a
Count
nightmare.
Saint Germain?
Count
of Saint Germain.
Count
Jakku?
Saint Germain. Jakku Germain.
Yeah. Jacque.
Jock.
Huh.
Jock. Yeah. Jacques Clouseau.
Jacques
New Orleans.
Inspector Clouseau. I'm back, yeah.
Boy, that Steve Martin version was terrible. So,
What? That was the best one.
Peter Sellers is the Pink Panther. Period. Period, sir. Steve Martin was a chump.
Oh, French people.
Oh, man. It's okay. It's not cultural appropriation if they're white. So,
Right.
okay. So that was nice and depressing. I guess we're gonna call that subject good. I hope the files come out and we can look over it and figure out what happened. And because we're not letting it go. I made a vow when Virginia Guffrey died. I'm like, we're not letting it go because I was
It's still a pipe
furious
dream,
about that.
whether you want to let it go or not. You're never gonna see it.
I defy you, stars. So
Father, can a man change his stars?
I don't get that reference.
Knight's Tale, man. Come
Knight's
on.
Tale.
Oh, yeah. That's a good movie. Gosh. All right, anyway. Guys, we're going to call this one good. This is the end of part 1. If you're on the live stream, stay with us.
That's one.
Has anybody checked the lag? Are we okay?
I've been unmuting it. And
Well, how are we doing?
it sounds good from my end.
Okay, so we're not like, talking 30 seconds after the video again?
Yeah, we're good, man.
All right, sweet.
Yeah, sounds good. Looks good.
Probably 20 seconds behind. But...
I guess the Fed got bored with us. I don't know.
Yeah.
So, all right. Well, that being all said, if you're on the live stream, stay with us. We're going on to the next segment. If you're watching this after the fact, guys, thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. We hope you enjoyed this episode of Faith, Fiction, and Folklore. If you did, we would love it if you would subscribe to us on YouTube or follow us on Rumble. We can also be found on X, Instagram, and Facebook. And we are available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Amazon Music, and iHeartRadio. Thank you again very much for listening, and we'll see you next time.